The president of the Maryland FOP sounding the alarm on crime at Baltimore City schools after a stabbing outside Carver High School earlier this week sent 3 teens and a staff member to the hospital.
These incidents of violent crime is a result of the juvenile justice system and the fact that you have police officers doing good investigations, you have prosecutors presenting good cases. However, there's a cog in the system where the Department of Juvenile Services gets involved.
And the stabbing, just the latest incident of violence at a Baltimore City school in recent months. Just after 10 o'clock Wednesday morning.
I'm about to head over to Carver Academy. Maybe possible, I'm not sure, but I need some assistance.
Call for assistance at Coppin Academy High School.
We have 2 custody.
Police audio detailing 2 juveniles were arrested somewhere inside the school and taken to central booking. The very next day at Carver High School.
I need a medic ASAP, man. I got a student that was possibly cut.
A stabbing left 3 teens and a staff member injured.
We got the suspect and we got a knife.
The suspect taken into custody by school police seconds later. The multiple arrests at city schools in less than 24 hours. As community activist Doc Cheatham speaking out.
Our kids are failing.
And Sergeant Clyde Boatwright.
Well, although we see historic drops in crime across the city regarding violent crime.
Sounding the alarm on violence in city schools.
We are still seeing a consistent pattern of crime and violence in our school system.
Just 2 months ago.
Shooting, 540 North Carolina, National Academy. All the the student was shot. School police is 1023 and I have one down at the steps.
A 15-year-old was shot near Dunbar High School in the National Academy Foundation. Police say robbery was the motive. A 14-year-old was arrested for that shooting. And last October,
0750 hours this morning, there was a call for service in reference to a shooting at Carver High School.
2 15-year-olds shot each other, striking a 16-year-old innocent bystander outside of Carver High School. Boatwright says one of the problems is the design of most city schools.
A student that's on suspension can still come to the school. Most of our buildings are walk-up schools in the city. So if little Johnny is across the street, although he's not necessarily in school being productive, if he's across the street and decides that he wants to, get into some bad behavior, there's nothing preventing him from doing that.
The other problem, according to Boatwright.
Yeah, I think it's a culture of not being held accountable.
The lack of consequences for young offenders as it relates to DJS.
There's a cog in the system where the Department of Juvenile Services gets involved and there's no real accountability for those that commit these offenses against other people.
For city school police, the lack of accountability ties their hands.
Schools are really limited in the things that they can actually do to hold young people accountable.
Meanwhile, Boatwright has an equation of his own he says will lead to less violence at city schools.
If we can get everybody rowing in the same direction, then, I think the epidemic that we're seeing with crime and violence and juvenile crime, if we get away from these policies that don't allow people to be held accountable, I think you'll start to see the tide completely turn.